Welcome to the Shake Up Podcast. I'm your host and co-founder of Mr. Consistent, Jared Bell. This is a podcast where we invite friends of the brand into our studio. We get to know their story a little bit better. We chat all things business, culture, and marketing, all while shaking up a few cocktails. What's going on, cocktail gang? On this week's episode, we have Bianca Elouise. We talk about how Bianca started Myra Swim and ended up on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. And she's even had Jenny from the block, J-Lo, wearing her stuff. For someone who's created a business of her size and brand footprint, she's very humble and she's very open with how she got there. I won't bore you with a long intro. Let's just get straight into this episode because it's an absolute ripper. Welcome to another episode of The Shake Up. This week's guest, we have the beautiful Bianca Elouise in the building. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Really good. It's a Friday. Having a little drink.
Doesn't feel like Friday.
You're about to go away. You're about to go overseas for the first time in how long?
Last trip was Hawaii 2019. Oh my God.
Holy.
Yeah. Fun trip. I've been in jail ever since.
I don't know if I'd call Currumbin jail.
Yeah, nah.
It's
We've had it pretty good.
And
yeah.
in Queensland as well. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
You've done so much travel like previously before 2019. Like I followed your journey for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And like you obviously always in LA, always in New York, all over America for a long period of time there. You must be dead set itching to get back over there.
It's been a little bit of a lifestyle change, obviously, like traveling a lot for work, and just being less hands-on because my brand is so much bigger internationally.
Yeah.
I like to be there for press and meetings and events and stuff. So I've been kind of MIA from that side of my business for a while. So I'm excited to kind of show my face again. And yeah.
For those who don't know, Bianca owns Myra Swim, but you've got like other legs of it started off as swimwear, right?
Yeah. So launched in 2013, 14.
Wow.
Kinda. It's been coming up to 10
Almost
years.
10 years. That's amazing. Like, how old are you? You're 2 years younger than me. I think 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So you'll be, what, 31?
31, yeah. So yeah, most of my 20s was just building Myra.
Just building a brand.
Yeah.
And it's gone ballistic. Like,
it has.
Like, I guess my first question, like, I feel like I know why you did it. Like, swimwear is obviously like your love of the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up surfing together.
Yeah.
But the love of the ocean, is that kind of what I guess inspired it? And it was kind of, you could wrap a business around a lifestyle?
It stemmed from the period of time where like we were like finishing high school and like at that time I think I was sponsored by Billabong and like I was getting bikinis thrown at me and like, that's what I lived in.
Yeah.
But when that kind of fell off, and I had to start shopping for myself, I couldn't find what I wanted.
Yeah, okay.
So it was like, and back then it was like Roxy, Billabong, Sea Foley. That was it.
Like Mermaid Sister and shit.
Yeah, Mermaid Sister, oh my God.
Voodoo dolls.
Yeah, yeah. There was nothing. And I was just like, grew up, sewing and loving fashion and all that. And that was just, I found a little gap in the market and I wanted to fill it. So off I went.
How'd you start? Like, what was your first piece, or like, how'd you even begin?
I knew how to make basic patterns, like fashion, sewing patterns, and I knew how to sew. And I found this lady that lived locally, and she did it for a living. And we would be in her garage every afternoon after work. I was just working in retail.
Yeah.
And making samples, and she was kind of like, touching up everything that I was like, didn't know. I didn't go to school for it, so I was self-taught.
Honestly, home economics was shit.
We
both went to PBC, Palm Beach, Currumbin. Like, we both went to the same school. Like, home economics, like, I clearly remember making like a terry toweling. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what it was, but like, they didn't teach us how to sew there or pattern make there.
No, so it was all a little bit of self-taught spotlight pattern, and then I was getting taught off this lady, and I just I just trained myself, and I got to a point where, I had the basics. I think I did 2 bikinis and a one piece.
Yep.
And then I went off to LA and got my first collection made in LA and absolutely hated it.
Did you?
It was, I look at the mum kept them all, and I'm just like, she pulls them out every now and again, and I'm like, put that somewhere.
Please put it away.
It was tragic, but like, it was good because like, obviously you evolve and you learn and stuff, but like at that point I was just selling. I had a little website, and I would just sell to like my friends, like Brooke Evers would come over to my house, and I'd lay them out on my bed, and she would buy them off me, and like you know, she'd tell her friends, and I was telling, like, you know, just word of mouth, and it just, they all sold.
Yeah.
So I just kept going.
Your mum's got what's left. There's no stock sitting anywhere.
It was like snake print back then.
Oh, stop it. Because you guys don't really do prints at all. It's all, yours is all very based around like the cut and the fit and the
staples.
Yeah. And like body shapes and all that kind of stuff. Because you guys do a lot with like loads of different body shapes as well.
Yeah.
Like that's a big thing for you guys, isn't it?
Well, I sampled to my body size.
Yep.
I pretty much make what I want to wear. And I've tried to branch out and like do like see what's missing like in the market swimwear wise with some stuff, and I try, you know, but I don't end up wearing those pieces and they don't end up selling. So I feel like everyone kind of sees what I wear and likes what I wear, and I just keep doing what I'm doing and just keep selling. So
that's
it's
awesome.
really good. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like not looking sideways. Like that's one thing I'm like we're super conscious of here is not trying to be worried about what anybody else in the marketplace
hard.
is doing.
Yeah, when you first start off, you know, you worry about what if people are copying you, or like I used to take a notice of everything, and I had so much like just wanted to rip everyone apart that copied me. But now I'm just like, I can't keep up. It's so saturated.
Yeah.
I don't have time to care about the next person. So I have to stay that one step ahead and keep going.
There's a million bikini brands out there as well at the moment. Like it's obviously
it's too much.
It's like it had like a huge growth phase, right?
Yeah.
Like there's brands out there like Triangle and stuff now that have just like
the OG brands
that had like huge growth around that same sort of period that you kind of I guess kicked off. But then nowadays like anyone who's got a following kind of feels like they're going to do either a label or something like that, which is like it's really cool that people are out there having to go and that there is some really cool original stuff out there, which is amazing. But then not looking sideways is the key, I think, to progressing forward and to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, and I feel like my thing with brands is I love a good backstory and why that person is doing what they're doing. Yeah. And I feel like when a lot of my customers either find out about my brand and discover the story, or they learn, or they've been a customer and they learn about my brand, they get a lot more like involved in it because they think, oh my God, this girl didn't just make bikinis because she likes them. She lives in them. She surfs in them.
Yeah.
That was her lifestyle growing up. That's my backstory. Like I wouldn't choose anything else but swimwear.
Was there a point where like you get, like I've just gone through this, I feel like, but a point where the love of what you're doing and the passion for what you're doing and why you're doing it, the business outgrows and overtakes that part of your life where like, I don't know, did you stop surfing?
Yeah. For a good 4 years.
Yeah, like I felt like the
when
last
I was in
year
the
and
States,
year and a half, I barely surfed.
Yeah.
But
no, it took me to buy a beachfront apartment in the last 6 months to surf every day. I've been surfing every day I can, but it's right there in front of me.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, no, I got totally lost, and I was in the States, and, you know, like my brand was blowing up, started making good money, you know, I was shopping and partying and, you know, working. And I lost track of like, you know, the core of it. But I feel like I owe that to COVID. I feel like being grounded here the last 2 years is just like, it's almost been a blessing.
Like this is where it all started. Like where you've bought your place is literally like where you grew up.
Yeah.
Every single day, and the reason you make what you and the reason your brand exists is what you've been able to get back to. That's pretty cool. Like, hey, when your brand blows up, like who are some of the, like you've had some pretty big. I feel like you've had some pretty huge names wearing it. Like
J-Lo. Yeah, no, and I must say that I've worked very hard to build those relationships as well. It doesn't happen overnight.
It's not easy to get in front of those people or even get those people a product in general. Like,
and then it's one thing for them to have it, and it's one thing for them to wear it, to post it, or even get caught by a paparazzi. Like, I've been sending Beyonce stuff for 5-6 years, and you never see her in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
But I know she's wearing my stuff. You know what I mean? Same with Rihanna. It's like Rihanna only posts a bikini photo, like, what, a couple of times a year, and it has to be luck.
And you can imagine, like, the bulk, like, when you send stuff to those,
stylists,
like, their stylists have, like, rooms triple the size of this, and they go, hey, here's all the stuff we got sent. These are all the stuff I like as a stylist. If you want, like, choose what you want to wear, or, like, these are the things I would suggest you wear. Like, there's no, like, the stylist isn't getting paid to endorse a brand a lot of the time to or push it onto the person. So
no, it's
you've had a couple of good luck with, like, amazing wins there, I think.
Yeah, J-Lo did us proud.
Jenny from the blog.
Yeah,
That's
Jenny. She did us proud a few times.
Sick.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. And we actually work directly with her now and her team.
Cool.
So there's no middleman. We start off, like, I've had always had a publicist just because I've wanted to stay in that high-end kind of media field. So a publicist to me was always necessary. And just having my stuff, at hand to all these celebrities has helped me get to where I am. But over the years, as the years go on, those celebrities either tag us and that opens up the DM, and then, like, you've got that straight relationship. Like, I talk to Eva Longoria like she's, my friend.
That's cool.
Via Instagram, and she's like, hey, Bianca, I'm going away this weekend.
Can I get a bunch?
Yeah, like Emrata, or she has a swimwear brand now, but, like, people like that, they just, like, back and forth with us.
That's
like,
cool.
It's just normal. But you've got to, like, we haven't asked anything from them, and we've respected them and, looked after them. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's so, like, open, like, that tag or whatever it is that opens up the DM, you're like when those come through, you're like, whoa.
Jackpot. Jackpot, especially when they got, like, 20+ million followers. Like, but you'd be surprised, like, saying to, like, if anyone that has a brand that's watching this, like, slide into people's DMs. It works wonders. We DM everybody. Even though we know our publicists and stuff work from their end, but we've made so many connections ourselves.
Yeah, we've made amazing
know our brand.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's people scroll through their DMs.
They
no matter
literally
who they are.
And then one day they might either want a cocktail or they want some bikinis to go on a holiday. And that's how. And I feel like you can create a genuine relationship through an Instagram account. And once you get, like, on the off chance you get to meet somebody or you actually get to talk to them, and it just furthers the conversation. And, like, we've sent stuff to people, like, huge people. Yeah. And, like, you get no sales out of it. Like, that's the one thing I'll say. You'd never ever rely on it to lead to sales because it sometimes can't convert. It, like, might be a little bit different for you guys because you're international, but I find, because we only ship to US and it's obviously glass and it's heavy and shipping rates and all that. Once they check out, it starts to get very expensive. Yeah. But it doesn't always lead to a dollar at the end of the day.
I don't think it matters though, because I think still to this day, word of mouth is, like, the biggest marketing tool. It's
exposures,
ever.
Right? Like,
yeah,
how many tons
and,
people
like,
see brand.
Whoever you're sending to, they're sitting at home, and just because they're not posting it doesn't mean that it's not being spoken about. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying. Like, my products landed in so many places that I have not even, like, spoken about publicly. And they might not end up, on the internet to convert to a sale, but still, like, the word of mouth of, like, someone, like, are you sending a cocktail, package to someone, they're sitting there drinking and they're going, this is good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're going, oh, well, I drank these cocktails the other day. Like, we should, it could turn into sales. So
the part I still love the most is, like, scrolling through the DMs and seeing, like, the organic users, like, people actually, like, tagging you in your photos. Like, love it. It's so sick. Do you guys still get heaps of that stuff? Like, obviously girls wearing bikinis.
Yeah, no, and I get a lot of our customers tag me as well, which is amazing. Like, we have such a good returning customer. Our customer return is like 65-70%.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it's
like
insane.
For like reference.
Industry standards is like 30, isn't it?
Nah, it's like 6.
Oh, is
Yeah.
Yeah, no, our returning customer, I think last time we looked was at like, it was 65 or 68%.
Big online stores, like big online stores that I like know a little bit about, like theirs is anywhere between 3 and 10. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, wow. That's a huge compliment.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, like our girl, like, yeah, my customers, yeah, and that's a huge compliment to me because I'm like, I'm doing something right. It's one thing for someone to go on your website and check out. It's another thing for them to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Like love it. Put it on. Go, this is amazing. I feel so good. Tag you in it. And then next time they're looking for a swimwear, they're like, or you drop a new product and they're like, fuck, I really like the look of that. Because that's the one thing I find is it's really fun to drop a new product and people, they don't necessarily need a new bikini, but because they like or a new cocktail, they like the brand and they like what you do. They trust you and they're like, fuck, I want to get.
It's a relationship. Yeah, it's just like we were talking about just then the celebrities. It's like the same with clients. It's the same with customers. You know, like I listen to what they say as well, you know, like colors, styles, you know, try and cater as much as I can and to get them back and keep them happy and, you know. Yeah.
How do you go with production? Like where do you manufacture everything currently?
I design everything in-house here, but it all gets manufactured in China.
Yeah. And then do you distribute all from here or do you send from China to America or you got wholesale accounts, right?
Yeah, we handle wholesale in-house as well. If they're big orders to like Selfridges or Net-a-Porter, like the big department stores, we normally get them made to order.
Yep.
But our like resort kind of wholesale accounts we ship out of Currumbin. Yeah.
So cool. Such a rad little business, like big business out the back of Currumbin.
Currumbin people killing it. Me and Michael Crawley were talking about this the other day. We were like, oh, us Currumbin people are fucking killing it.
There's so many cool, like, I don't know, like I love, I lived in Sydney for like a year and I just, down there, I feel like everyone kind of works for somebody. I don't know. Like I've always
making
enjoyed
someone else rich.
But not having the self-confidence to go out and actually give something a go or they've got an idea or give it a go. Like this is I think my 4th business, but 2 of them were like, they're okay. Sold them for not a huge amount of money, but enough money. But then the other one, I just like my agency, it was out the back of Crumman. I just closed it down because this took off and it is what it is. But I think the Gold Coast entrepreneurial spirit is way different to anywhere else in the world. Like, I don't know, you probably had more exposure to somewhere like LA or somewhere like that where everyone's literally trying to do something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different story now with social media and the internet. I feel like everything's so accessible.
You can Google how to make a bikini. Like you can Google how to manufacture a bikini.
Okay, this is one thing I have to address, okay? People will ask me, and they have all right to. People ask me, you know, they want advice and they're like, hey, like how do I start this or that? And I'm like, and it's not me being arrogant. It's me being like, I don't feel like I need to tell you because when I started, I had no one to ask. I didn't have Google to ask. Yeah. It's like I started from like no knowledge, like to find a manufacturer back when Instagram was like nothing, like and Googling, like I had to go to a trade fair and like everything was a little bit more old school. You're talking like 10 years ago now.
Literally, that's where brands were like from working at Billabong back in the day. Like that's how you'd find out new zips. New sewing techniques, new materials.
You couldn't go on Alibaba back then
and order a tab of materials.
No, it was so different, and like I feel like everything, like people are putting out ebooks and like how to do this. You can start a whole new brand, how to build a website. Back then, I was just like, I would sit in my room for hours, just like.
10 years ago, building a website wouldn't have been easy.
I think my website was built on Wix or something. I was like, it was all me. I had no one to ask. And it was just, that's why I feel like now when I almost like I want to help people and people are like, can you put out an ebook? Can you like tell us how to do this and that? And I'm just like, I put so much work into me. I feel like I don't owe anyone anything because it's just like, people don't understand how hard I work to get off the ground.
I think there's like a fine line, right, of like asking, like I quite enjoy, and we've had loads of people help us in this business. Like the guys at Hard Fizz, for example, like Wade, who runs the show there, is an amazing dude, really well connected, but just like I can ring him and go, hey mate, like I'm really struggling with this. Can you give me a leg up? Can you advise me on what to do here? And he'll be like, yeah, mate, no worries. This is what you do. This is how we deal with it, blah, blah, blah. Or, even Tristan from Brookies, who used to be like at Bacardi, which is a huge brand. Like, and they're able to give us a helping hand. But whenever they come to us, we do the same thing back. But there's a bit of a culture where I'll be like we've had messages in our DMs. Yeah. Hey, how do you manufacture your cocktail mix? Like, are you kidding?
Yeah. It's like if you give away this, like, not
if you give away there's other things besides how we manufacture it that goes into our brand and our business. Same for you, but there's still like, if I give you away, like I may as well just hand you the whole playbook, like to do it. Like there is a little bit of hard work to be done.
Yeah,
and research.
And I think what's there to a brand? Like I feel like I've accomplished so much, and you probably feel the same way. It's like you're almost proud.
Yeah.
Of the things that people don't see. Like I know I'm most proud of the things that no one knows about. It's like all the, buying the wrong fabrics and like learning about, like all the money, all the mistakes I've made and how I've corrected it and got to where I am. Like I'm so proud of that. And it's just like, I don't feel like I need to share how I sorted it out myself and how I found that solution to that, because
at the
Instagram
time following though, like you've got a big Instagram following, so people have, like I don't, so people don't have as much access to me, but people know who you are and they have access.
It's grown with my brand. Yeah. No, I was just Bianca, the little longboarder from Currumbin. Like I grew with my brand. I didn't start with a following. All my followers have come from Myra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to make that aware to people because people kind of throw me. And there's no shade to Instagram girls at all, but a lot of people are, oh, you got so many followers, it's easy for you. It's like, well, no, that's not how I started.
Yeah.
I grew off my brand. So my brand was at the front always, and I've just kind of like
come up behind.
Yeah, and I push myself as a businesswoman, and I push myself as, with my PR and media and stuff. I've told them over the last few years, I want those interviews. I want Forbes. I want this. I've worked so hard now. I want to be recognized.
It's one thing, and people don't understand how much it matters to, I don't know whether you have investors or like you loans through the bank, and you have banks go off profiles a lot of the time. Like if you go to the bank and say, hey, I want X amount of money to do this. If your trading history is good, but you don't have a profile, like your business plan is a lot of the time they go off your business plan, your trading history, and the profile of the people running and operating your business.
Yeah.
And they love profiles.
Yes.
Like if you ever go to say, "Hey, I want to sell Myra," they're gonna want. They want to know what awards you've won. I think about that all the time. Actually, I never tell anyone that. What awards have you won? Like, what has this brand achieved? What have you achieved as the head honcho of this business? Like,
what am I taking over? Like, if I wanted to sell Myra, it's like, what am I taking over? What shoes do I have to fill? You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool. How did the Forbes thing come about? Because that's obviously like one of the it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I must say, I was pretty impressed with myself. That was something I wanted for a long time. And to me, it was almost a little far-fetched because, like a lot of people that make those lists are making a lot more money than me. And it's intimidating. Forbes is the biggest, business publication in the world, and they report on the biggest billionaires and the richest people in the world, and it's like, well, I'm a little surfer girl that makes bikinis, but I put myself out there, and my publicist, we contacted Forbes, and I got the nomination, and then I had to go through the process. It wasn't just that you're on the list. It was
it's pretty grueling. Like we just
Yeah.
did it's nothing like that, but like the young entrepreneur thing, and
yeah,
then we got like did the Queensland or Gold Coast or whatever it is, and then
Yeah.
the Australia one. But you go through like they ask for like profit and loss statements.
yeah.
They ask for
it was
like
like
your
3 levels. There was like an
Mm.
initial interview with Forbes, and then it was all your financials, how much money you've make, your staff, how much do you pay your staff. It's like very intrusive.
it's a super
Stuff
intrusive.
I don't
Yeah.
never share. I mean, I'm very private about my financials, something I don't even feel comfortable. And then, with my accountant and stuff, they're like, do you really want to like put this out there? And I mean, some people on the list had their numbers shared and stuff.
Yeah.
I was actually grateful mine didn't get shared, just not because I'm embarrassed by it or anything. It's just that that's my
It kind of
private-
opens you up to
a lot.
yeah.
So-
it opens you up that little bit too far.
Yeah, and I'm a very as much as I like am on Instagram and all that, I'm a very private person when it comes to, what I invest in and where my future where I hold all my stuff for my future. So my figures weren't published, but to make that list was an honor.
That's really cool.
And it's something
amazing.
that
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. It was something I'm very proud of, and I've seen obviously a bunch of other Australian women and men make the list as well over the last couple of years, and yeah,
I don't stand a chance because I'm too old now.
Oh, God. Yeah, it was my last year.
Yeah, that's cool. Like your last year to do it
It was my
too.
last year. Yeah, I was 29. Yeah, and then
That's cool.
the girls that work for me got me my birthday cake on my 30th. Forbes 30 over 30, and I'm like, gee, things rubbing in now.
How many team do you have now? Because I know your mum and dad work in the business as well.
Mum and dad work for me, which is, I want to say that's my biggest accomplishment over Forbes, over all everything I've ever done, having mum and dad quit their job. Just the mum hated her job, and her boss was an absolute arse to her, and she came home crying one day, and I said to her, you go tell him what he is tomorrow morning. And she's like, no, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And she actually did it. She's like, oh, and she came back, when she went to work, she came back and she's like, I quit. I did it. I told him what he thought, I thought. And then ever since she's worked for me, and same with dad. And yeah, I just love to see them happy. And
that's amazing.
yeah, there's 6 of us in the warehouse at Currumbin.
Yeah.
And then I have my publicist overseas, so my PR team, and then I have a marketing team out of house as well.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, I like to keep it small. I still do about 4 roles myself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I'll probably never let go if I'm owning Myra.
Yeah. What are those things?
Just like financial invoices, just all my creative designing,
Yeah.
everything's finalized through me.
Yeah.
Even all my social stuff, all the girls that do all my graphics, like I still overlook everything. Nothing's posted or anything without me.
Yeah.
I'm still so hands-on. And even like every day I'm at the warehouse, if there's girls in the showroom, I'm helping with customer service. And
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, I sit in all the buying meetings, everything. So yeah.
How do you do it all? Like what?
I
What
don't know.
do you get? What do you give up to be part of all these things? Like I'm at a really weird point that my daughter goes to school next year, and that her day
See,
starts.
I don't have that. I don't
Yeah,
have
I
a
know,
boyfriend,
yeah.
let alone a child. Like you've got a whole different.
But like as somebody who's creative and looks after all the design and the like all the content we put out and marketing, all that kind of stuff. It is really hard to let go because and it's really hard to download, I guess, your IP of all the things that you love and the story you're trying to tell into other people. I find it really hard to communicate that to people sometimes.
Yeah, as in like your staff members and
like sometimes they get
you gotta
like
put trust. It's a lot of trust.
It's a lot of trust, and I have trust, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe I just didn't brief them properly or something like that, and then I'm like, I'll just give it to my daughter myself.
Everything that's done through your business reflects back onto you.
Mm.
So anything that's posted or anything that's is processed or whatever, if something goes wrong, it's a reflection of Bianca at the end of the day. It's not just Myra, it's me. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I had like if something goes wrong, they call you. They don't call the person that did the
yeah. No, it's yeah, I've got a good team, and I'm very lucky that the girls have been with me for a while, so
That's cool.
I have a lot of trust in them, and we have a great work environment, so I'm very proud of that as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How do you measure, like, I guess, the success of what you do? Like, what is it? I don't know. Mine's happiness. It's pretty easy. Like, mine's free time. My free time with my wife, my daughter, and going down the beach, and so being able to do, like, enjoy my life there and spend time with my friends. That's without having to worry about work.
Yes.
In the back of my mind, like knowing that things are handled, done.
That's how I say, yeah. To be able to have a running company and go to bed at night and wake up in the morning and you already have a sales figure as you're brushing your teeth in the morning. You've already got sales generated.
Yeah.
To make money in your sleep, I feel like it's
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's like I'm going to bed and then you wake up and you look at, you open up Shopify and it's like, oh, okay, all right, that's how we're starting the day. So
that's cool.
I think that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sets you apart most, like for people that don't know anything about swimwear or business, what probably sets you apart from everybody? Or Myra apart from?
I think when it goes back to like when I first started, excuse me, there was a gap in the market for like minimalism and just simplicity. Like Billabong and Roxy always had the real surfy vibe and,
I've worked in Billabong Girls Design and I tell you, I spent my life designing prints. For a year straight, all I did was prints.
All I wanted was a black bikini and I couldn't find it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they're known for. And I think every single Billabong bikini that I had, wetsuit, everything when I was sponsored by them, they were all bright and colourful and
which has its place in the market.
Has its place. There's a lot of dope brands out there. It's just like Karina that does Moana.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her brand's polar opposite to mine. I think it's dope. Like there's gonna be like there's not just one shoe brand. There's not one clothing. There's always gonna be multiple swim brands. There's a lot of swim brands that I actually love. But my forte and what sets me apart is, I've created the staple swim. A girl goes, oh, I need a black bikini. I just want a brown bikini or whatever. Oh, Myra.
Yeah.
First thing that pops into your head kind of, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be the brand that kind of you could pack your whole suitcase to go on vacation. Yeah. And mix and match everything. And
because you guys do clothes and stuff now as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm launching into resort wear.
Yeah.
Last season I did a line of resort wear. It went really well. Sarongs, pants, all that. This year I'm just about to launch a silk range. So it's more like evening, kind of like lunch and dinner vibes. So yeah, I'm like spreading out. I got men's now, kids. Cool. So it's getting bigger. But yeah, just no prints. Simple.
Do you ever do you wear other people's swimwear, like purchase other people's swimwear? You're like, sometimes I want to wear something different.
I've wanted to.
I saw you like in like a Chanel piece or something like that.
Yeah, like designer stuff. Yeah. I'm like, I always get scared that like, cause there's this one brand, Hunza G, and they just like their fabrics and I just love their brand and they've been around for decades and,
This is like a bikini lover, like
I bought
desire.
I bought a Chanel swimsuit a couple of years ago, and I wore it in Miami, and the thing went see through and paparazzi.
Gotcha.
Just all out there. It was a vibe. It kind of looked cool, but it was a lot, and I will never buy a Chanel swimsuit ever again in my life.
Dusted.
Yeah, no. I have appreciation for other swim brands, and there's a lot that I admire. Because I've got my little forte, and what I do, and I can appreciate all the patterns and everything. There's some dope brands out there, especially Australian brands. There's so many cool Australian brands that are doing really well swim wise. Yeah,
there's heaps.
Yeah,
there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? I don't want to pepper you with too many questions, but I got like, for me and like Carissa, my wife, who is our CBO, she's worked in big businesses. She's
been a buyer for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was almost like 10 years or something. And then we put her in as she's been running this place for us for the last year. And we've promoted her to CBO, but being a woman in business, how do you find it? because I prefer to work with women
I love
in
holding
business.
my own. I love
with women
love
in
holding
business.
my own. I love it. Sucks on the dating side of things because a lot of men are intimidated by it. And I think that's where I kind of struggle with why I'm single, because, you know, I drive a nice car, live in a nice home, and guys are kind of like, what can I offer? Pretty much nothing. So it's like that side sucks to it, but I love having my own. I love not having to rely on anyone, and that's a me thing though.
Yeah.
You know, I think women in business has grown a lot, and we're getting a lot more acknowledgement, and kind of like not looked down upon when it comes to being as successful as a man.
I'll be honest, I prefer in all facets, assets, like in having my agency, I've loved working with women over men. They're like more decisive, very clear, very defined, very understand what they want, how they want it to be delivered to. Like, this is from a graphic design website, branding, kind of like very clear, very defined, and amazing to work with. Like,
I feel like I have that mindset as well. I feel like I know what I want, and I feel like a lot of women have that in them. That's just a womanly thing of like knowing what they want and that kind of power behind you. But yeah, no, I haven't. There's no negative. I don't find any negativity.
Yeah, that's good.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah. No, it's very rewarding.
Cool.
So, yeah.
What's next? What's besides this resort wear stuff you're doing?
I'm trying to do some wetsuits. I've been working with Adelio.
Yeah.
Another Aussie brand. To do some women's kind of like Myra aesthetics. Wetsuits. So. Yeah, working on that. I've always wanted to do my own wetsuits, but like, you know, wetsuits are like very tech based.
Yeah, neoprene neoprene and
it's not
stitching.
like finding spandex. It's a lot different.
Neoprene and the like stretch and the sewing and the if you are gluing and all those kind of things and the way they fit. Yeah, very, and like even super tech based, and like you go into a wetsuit shop now and it's like there's a large short, there's a large long,
so much.
like they're all like one size is actually has three different.
I've always wanted to try do it myself, and I did. I went to a few trade shows and tried to get, you know, my connections and everything, but I felt like doing a collab with someone that knows the quality already. Was necessary for me to do that. So I'm working on that at the moment. But I do want to launch another business. I don't know what. And I actually saw a psychic not so long ago, and she told me, she's like, you're going to do it. She's like, you don't know what it is. She was.
Don't know what it is.
She don't know. It's going to click and you're just going to execute it. And I'm like, all right.
Interesting.
So I'm just like, yeah, no, I feel like I've gotten to the point with Myra now where I am in a good place. I've got a good reputation. I feel like I can keep running that. Yeah, but I do want to open the doors to, you know, multiple incomes. And yeah.
It's like it seemed like from the outside looking in, like you've got a really nice groove on. Like your designs always evolve. Your brand always evolves.
It evolves with me though, because my taste changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back on the seasons not long ago and I'm like, why the hell did I do that?
Yeah. And you're probably in a nice place where you're not overly stressed about launching products and stuff. Like here, we're second year in. Day before product launch, we're like, the lead up into launching a product is like crazy.
I don't know. Yesterday we shot our new spring summer 22 collection, and it was supposed to be a beach shoot. And how was the weather yesterday? It was torrential rain. So sometimes
there's still the hiccups.
Yeah. Oh, hiccups all the time, and I've learnt to love my hiccups. So, some of the biggest mistakes I've made in business have turned out to be the best things ever that I've learnt from. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I've wasted a shitload of money over the years doing things that
got to learn from the mistakes, eh?
But you know, as you evolve as a person and you learn about business and finance and design and everything, you know,
we've got like where you walk in down here, there's probably like 6 pallets of like that are 5-6 crates high. That are mixed, that's actually like the stuff that's in the bottles is fine, but the caps on the bottles are cut. So we can't actually, like, we've physically can't sell them because like it's just not
Faulties.
Faulties.
Oh.
But like that's probably, I'd say, at minimum cost like 12 grand's worth of stock sitting there that we've got to like
been there, done that.
I know like, that's not including labor or anything.
Yeah.
Like, and like people don't see that, I guess, that kind of stuff. Do you guys have you, I guess, for people's reference, because people don't understand the bad things that can happen or the financial risks of doing something like.
Oh, I've either not double, like over the years, like just been either like a mistake, like not checking my sizing chart before approving like just one style, and then like 12, what did you say, 13 grand or whatever, just gone, like US dollars too. I don't rotate in Australian dollars, so it's like you're adding some to that. Like I've made those huge mistakes, like some have been a lot bigger than others, but to me, it's like, this is how Mum and I always look at it. This is how she would justify it to me. You go spend, 100 grand on schooling and go learn fashion design and stuff, or you teach yourself and you make those mistakes and you end up in the same.
Fuck, that's an amazing philosophy. Like,
how many people go to school to do something and they spend all this money and never do it, and then how many people that's how I've always looked at it. I never went to college, I never went to university. I've blown a shitload of money over the years, but I would have used that on tuition anyway.
Yeah, that's a great philosophy. I never thought about it like that.
Don't go making mistakes because of that.
I'm not gonna go make but those kind of things are like things I never thought I like, not in my wildest dreams.
They
like
happen though.
They happen like that. But then like previous businesses I've worked in where you make mistakes in a catalogue or something like that and you press print on 5,000 catalogues.
Yeah, I've done that with shipping boxes. We have these beautiful black boxes that open when people spend over a certain amount of money. And me leaving it up to someone that worked for me, it doesn't work for me anymore. She 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter ordering the brown box that the black box is supposed to go in.
Yeah.
There's like 3,000 of them sitting in our warehouse at the moment. I can't use them.
Or a new outside box.
Yeah, it's just like, it's.
You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that's a crucial part. Like, I just don't think people understand how many of the mistakes you actually go through, or like you overlook something, or you put your trust in somebody and that doesn't happen, and they learn, you learn, you move on.
It's emotional. I get emotional at the time, but I give myself a cry and then I'm like, okay, we're back.
I shit you not, in the first 6 months of owning this business, I had somebody we're packing orders upstairs, and I had somebody abuse another staff member because the person was trying to help them, and they were like, I can't believe she was just she just flew off the handle randomly. It was like her second day working for us or something. Flew off the handle randomly. And I was like, you need to leave. I was like, you can't be yelling at somebody trying to help you. And she's like, I'm not an effing idiot, blah, blah. Anyway, I was like, go outside, calm down, come see me when you've calmed down. And I stood there and I looked at her, and I was so close to crying. And I was like, I couldn't believe that I had somebody in this business and in this culture that I'd spent only 6 months building that was amazing. Like, people were loving life in our warehouse. It was hot, it was sweaty. We were having fun. We're drinking cocktails. We're hitting budgets. All these amazing things are happening in this growth. And I had somebody literally all the hard work I'd done the last 6 months bring all these people down and blah. And I was like, I was literally about to cry because I was so disappointed that I'd let that happen inside my business, and that this person felt like they could act like that inside my business.
I've been in a similar position.
And it was because it was them, whatever, you got an attitude problem, whatever it is, that's your thing. But I was just so sad that the people that had helped me and done all this thing had to experience that for trying to help somebody. It's
like everything falls back onto you, no matter what it is underneath you. It's,
so sad. Anyway, is what it is. Thank you so much for coming in. It's been amazing catching up.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you. Gosh, high school. Come a long way.
It's been a long. What's the handles? Instagram at Myra Swim.
Yes.
And your handle is at Bianca
Elouise.
Elouise.
Yeah.
Go follow Myra. Go follow Bianca. You got TikTok or anything as well on the ticky?
No, I cannot dance. I'm very white. I'm very white.
You love the R&B music though.
I do.
You love hip hop
culture.
culture.
After a few of these drinks, like maybe, but like
You're
no.
big into hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. Go give Bianca a follow. Go give Myra a follow. If you need
you.
some swimmers, go get some swimmers. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Go show the Shake Up some love and stay connected. Don't forget you can watch all of our episodes on YouTube. Also, jump over to our Shake Up Cocktail Gang Facebook page where you can find out who's coming up on the podcast. And if you've got questions for them, I'll ask the bloody questions. You can also use the code SHAKEUP for 10% off on mrconsistent.com.au. Thank you so much for listening. And just remember, shit, that's fresh.